Let's see, what time is it? It's 7:43. A little early. But we're gonna be doing our pre-lift live today. Today's training is supposed to be a heavy day. We're gonna see how the arms feel. Yesterday was was pretty good training, pretty hard training yesterday at Storms. We even did some Thomas inch dumbbell walks at the end, which definitely got ripped up the arms. I've been used to holding heavy weight with straight arms in a while. But what's up, Drew? What's up, Drew? Thanks for watching. What's up, Brian? We'll see you in a little bit. As long as you don't, nothing bad happens. Hopefully, nothing bad happens. But speaking of Pennsylvania, I got this new energy drink. It's backwards because I forgot to change the mirror. But it's called Workhorse. I forgot the guy's name, but he's from Pennsylvania. But we're gonna try it out. Drew says, ... I think I got them all. I think I got all those dots. What's the ingredients? First off, carbonated water, sugar, natural flavors, malic acid, taurine, caffeine, Reb M, carnitine, cordyceps mushrooms extract, lion's mane mushroom extract, ascorbic acid, niacinamide, something like that, D-alpha acetate, ashwagandha root extract. So, man, that's a tough one. Chersadra extract. As another tough one. Ascularis extract. Calcium phosphate. Here we got another tough one. Pyridine hydrochloride. And this might be the toughest one yet. Cyanocoblani, something like that. But it's got some interesting things. It's supposed to be all natural, or as close as you can with an energy drink. Drew says natural flavors bad. It's another form of MSG. You're talking about that Chinese food stuff, the MSG. That's the Chinese food stuff, right? But there's 200 milligrams of caffeine, in case you're wondering. Let's see. Drew says it's a flavor enhancer. Yeah, I'm curious what it's original flavor, a neurotoxin. Oh man. That's not good. But I might try it. I'm pretty curious. Let's see how much sugar. There's a little bit of sugar, 15 grams. So that's probably where most of the flavoring. Let's see, juices, how many total carbs? 15. 15 sugar, 15 carbs. And how much in one serving? The entire can? That's the full can. That's one serving, one can. But I mean, it can't be any worse than a monster, or something like that. Um, 15 juice says 15 grams in one can. Okay, not too bad, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. Definitely could be worse. But I think it will be okay because we're gonna hit a pretty good lift after this. So we should definitely burn at least 15 grams of sugar. But yeah, let's give this thing a try. Juice says you could be just drinking a Coke. Yeah, maybe, man. I mean, this when I was a kid, I used to like soda and stuff. But for some reason, I don't really like soda too much. Once in a while, but this is it's pretty good. It kind of tastes like a not so sweet Red Bull kind of thing. Boom says hi. What's up, man? Drew says boom. All right. I wonder if Boom likes arm wrestling. But let's see. Anything you guys want to talk about? Brian says first time I've ever seen Astragalus in a pre. Maybe I said it. Maybe I said it wrong. But yeah, the can will be here when you get here if you want to check it out. You know. Um, it's called. If you want to look it up, Drew says, "What's the name of this drink again?" Let me look it up. It's called Workhorse, not Wild Horse. Don't mix it up with the arm wrestler. Workhorse, one word, established in 2024, and the logo is a nice pony, or some people will call it a workhorse. Um, let's see. Um, so I don't think it's locked in, but Storm might have a match with Bill Sinks, which should be very interesting. Um, at the what's it called? I think James Reed and maybe Steve Fernandez is doing that one. I can't remember. But that's where it's going to be. Um, let's see. We got a Ramen says hi. What's up, man? If you like arm wrestling, you picked the right channel. Uh, he also says hi, Uncle. You know, I appreciate that, not Uncle. And he says Eddie Hall cousin. We talked about this in the last couple chats. Eddie Hall, years and years ago, came up to me. He says, "Hey man, I like your look. You mind if I copy it?" And I said, "Yeah, man, no problem. But if you ever get famous, you gotta tell people where it came from." So that's the story. But I'm not mad. I understand. But let's see. Oh, you found it. Nice. So Drew, this is the energy drink I'm drinking. The Drew put the link in the chat. So, fishing says hi. What's up, man? Thanks for watching. Um, let's see. What do you guys have for questions? Arm wrestling questions. Maybe powerlifting stuff. Maybe. Yeah, I used to be a powerlifter. I remember some stuff. Um, like history, at least history of powerlifting. I used to know a good amount of stuff. Um, let's see. But yeah, today's training after this live, we're gonna have. Some, I think it might. It sounds like it's gonna be a full house, which is good. Oh, speaking of the full house, Mike Mike's in the chat. Says see you soon, brother. Yeah, very soon. Let's see what time is it. Yep. So in about an hour. In about an hour. Um. So today's training is going to be pronation riser, elbow flexion. Um, I might be missing something, but that's what's going to be. I had a really hard day of training yesterday with Storm and the guys in Pennsylvania. So we're going to see how it goes. The plan, the training is to go heavy, but if things are too tender, we'll back off and we'll go medium. But we're going to see how it goes. So fishing says India. Well, thanks for watching from India, man. They got some good arm wrestlers in India. So Drew says this is the link of the label to the Workhorse drink. If anyone wants to check it out, I appreciate that, Drew. But yeah, I forgot the guy's name, but you know he's a local guy from Pennsylvania. He was one of Storm's friends. Seems like a good guy, like a decent family guy. You know, it was his first time at arm wrestling practice, and he brought his son, or at least I think it was his son. Uh, but yeah, it was good. Let's see. So one of my teammates, Chris, had an idea about using like a website that's like a fundraiser, uh, website type of thing. I got to talk to him more next time I see him, but I think he's got that's a good idea for a way for us to increase our budget for the next event. Because that's becoming our biggest problem is the budget for getting the caliber of matches we want. Um, it's I mean, it's tough to say. I would say at least from the last event, the average is probably $2,000 for a match for someone in the match of you know top 15. That's travel and stay and anything else. Uh, so same energy says, bro, you look just like Eddie Hall, world's strongest man. I'll tell you what, same energy. I appreciate the comment, but I told the story about how Eddie All came to me and he stole. Well, I shouldn't. He asked nicely. He says, "Hey man, you mind if I use your look?" I said, "Yeah, no problem. But if you become famous, you gotta tell people where it came from." Maybe he forgot, but things happen. But that's the story, in case you're wondering. Um, but if you like arm wrestling, I'll tell you what, this is the right channel. Um, let's see. Um, what type of matchups do you guys like to see the most? Do you guys like traditional arm wrestling? Do you like unorthodox arm wrestling, crazy positions? Do you like hookers versus top rollers? Do you like the top rollers versus top rollers? You know, do you like same styles versus different styles? What are your favorite matches to watch? Um, so Drew says, want to see you get on the Monster Factory card end of November. I definitely appreciate that. Um, uh, maybe uh, Corey West or Michael Todd. Maybe they kind of maybe they will. Maybe they will. I mean, Storm went down there, and they seem to be pretty good friends. So maybe uh, I can have Storm send a little message over, see if there's any ideas. But yeah, that'd be definitely a cool time down there. Um, Drew says, I know you want to get a left hand match versus West someday. Yeah, man, that'd definitely be cool. That would definitely be real cool. I think it's only a matter of time. Brian says, same strength, endurance battles are always good. Yeah, especially when, you know, get a nice back and forth, and you can't tell who's going to win. Um, Drew says, oh, he's refixing. It was a typo, but don't worry, Drew. I'm pretty good at typos because I've been reading Brian's texts or comments, and he's been definitely pushing the limits with my capabilities. But in a good way. In a good way, I feel sharper. My brain feels sharper. But that's what happens when you text and walk sometimes. Um, but yeah, a match with Corey West, that'd be cool. I do. I mean, if it was right now, I definitely would take the match, but I definitely do think I'd be the underdog. But that's not a problem. Um, oh, Brian got that last joke. It's an inside joke, uh, but it's a good one. It's definitely a good one. Let's see. And if I'm not mistaken, I think isn't Corey's left better than his right too? If I'm not mistaken, Brian Jones says I'm just gonna start sending hieroglyphics. I'll get on that. That might work. That might actually save some time. Maybe have some certain ones mean certain things, and you might be onto something. Drew says West better on left a bit. Yes, yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, he's definitely good in both hands, but I think he's a little, or maybe he just has a better record. On paper, he's got a better record. But there are a lot of factors left. Um, I feel like you know there might be less left arm wrestlers in total, possibly. Um, but I'm just assuming because most people favor the right arm. Drew says, and if you cannot get a match versus West, then maybe right hand versus Brandon Allen would be great too. Yeah, that'd be awesome. These were both former powerlifters that became arm wrestlers. Um, I don't. He's probably. What do you wait for Brian's match? Did he get to? Was he over 300? He looked pretty good in that match. He looked in good shape. Um, I do think at one point Brandon Allen was like 360, if I'm mistaken, maybe more. Drew says, yeah, he was over 300. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. At least 300, especially, got to have enough strength and power to be able to handle Brian's mass. I know Brian's under 400 now, I think, but still, you know, 370 is not bad. So Drew says, been a couple months since I have seen him. Oh, I missed Brian's chat. Brian says, how about Travis' left arm? One of the promoters reached out to Travis Bajan, and maybe I'm wrong with the number. So now, I didn't hear this exactly from Travis, so this could be wrong. I heard it through a promoter. There was a middleman, but he wanted $7,000 for the match. That was the number to get a match, $7,000. But we definitely don't have the budget for that. And the tricky thing with that is you'd have to sell at least $7,000 worth of pay-per-views to break even. And we're not close to $7,000 in pay-per-view sales yet. But I would definitely, if Travis definitely wants a match, I would definitely take a match with Travis. It would definitely. It was one of the first arm wrestlers when before I even knew what arm wrestling was that I saw. Let's see. Drew says we have practice at Brandon's place sometimes. Good people. Yeah, it's good. He's definitely. I've met him. I've only met him one time in person. He seems like a cool dude. But yeah, I used to even when I was powerlifting, I used to watch his powerlifting videos. At one point he was one of the best powerlifters in the world. Um, Good squat, good bench, good deadlift. Yeah, it would definitely be cool. Definitely be cool. Brian says, "LOL, yeah, sounds like a Travis number. He still owes me and Mike signed Uncle Todd shirts." Oh, he. So maybe I don't know about this story, but you bought shirts from Travis Bajan and he never sent you the shirts? Is that what I'm getting from that comment, or am I wrong with that? Drew says Travis is a buddy of MMT, so there always could be a deal with him at Monster Factory, perhaps. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would definitely be cool. Drew says, so I pulled with Brandon over the last couple years, and he's improved maybe fashionably, maybe, or fastly. But he improved faux show? Is that what it means? Maybe faux show. his hand too. Like wow, yeah, definitely. Plus he's got he's really good at transitioning. Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it took me a second. A faux show. That's what it means. Oh, we spell faux show differently over here on the East Coast. That's what took me a little bit, Drew. But yeah, man, if Travis wants to pull at Monster Factory in November, that'd be cool. I'd definitely take the trip down there. Um, Drew says I'm being street, so Drew must have grew up on the streets, definitely showing. Um, but it's tough out there, man. It's tough out there sometimes. But um, yeah, it would be interesting. It'd be interesting pulling Travis. So Brian Jones says, yeah, we sent money to Artem. They were doing lives a lot a couple years ago and had some leftover shirts. So Artem had the PayPal or whatever, and Travis was supposed to send the shirts. LOL. Well, I guess that's a lesson learned. You know, don't buy anything from Travis because you might not get it. Um, Drew says, "Oh, so I would just remind Artem since he runs all that little BS for Travis. Yeah, maybe it's definitely worth a message on Facebook, or or maybe if you don't have Facebook, maybe shoot him a message on one of his lives or something, a reminder or something." Oh, Ray's in the chat. He says, "What's up, Nick? What's up? What's up, man? Thanks for watching." If you don't know, Ray's is an arm wrestler, but he was also one of our referees at the Dungeon Super Series. So if you want to see him ref, you're gonna have to get the pay-per-view on this channel under memberships. Hey, what's up, Carolyn? She says, "Hey, Nick, what's up? Did you have a good practice yesterday?" Yeah, it was a very good practice. We it was it was probably at least 4 or 5 hours of arm wrestling, and then at the end, we did some Thomas Inch dumbbell farmer carries. That Storm has a video. He's gonna post them up. Um, but yeah, it was a good day. Um, I might have to. I'm pretty sore. We're gonna see how training goes today. It's supposed to go. It's supposed to be pretty heavy. Um, but if the joints are too tender, we're gonna back off a little bit, go medium. But we're gonna see in a little bit because the guys are coming over around 9. Open gym on Sunday. Um, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So Ray says, get the pay-per-view. Definitely worth it. Great matches. It was awesome to ref. I definitely agree with Ray. Definitely worth it. I mean, I'm not just saying this because I'm the promoter, but I'm definitely impressed with how all the matches went. Especially with you know 3 last-second cancellations. I think the replacement athletes worked out even better. Um, let's see. Drew says, if most of arm wrestling fans were like Carolyn, it would be the hottest new sport around, 10 times over. I definitely agree. I definitely agree with Drew says. People would know, you know, arm wrestling would definitely be a lot more popular if that was the case. Um, so Carolyn says, great work, Ray. The pay-per-view was amazing, amazing, strong work. I rewatched 3 matches yesterday. They're so good. Oh, thank you very much, Carolyn. I'm glad you're enjoying the matches. Everyone that came together to make the event happen, pulled more than 3 times their weight. So everyone did a tremendous job. Brian Jones says facts. Drew says if I had a teleporter, I could have jumped in the matches. Not that I would have won though. But yeah, man, I tell you what, if you get that teleporter, you got to be at practice more. Josh, that camera guy, says, "Yo, Big Nick, what's up, man? Thanks for watching." Um, so yeah, so we got a good amount of people in the chat. We got some cool people in the chat. So what do you guys want to talk about? Any arm wrestling topics you guys want to talk about? Um, Training related. Um, any potential matches you guys want to see in the lightweights, middleweights, heavyweights, super heavyweights. Any ladies matches you want to see. What's up, Derek? Thanks for watching. Josh says, I actually slept in. Sometimes you got to sleep to heal. That's when you heal, is when you sleep. So Carolyn says, "Hey Brian, I saw Sailor made a cameo appearance in the Dungeon Super Series. So fun fact for you, Carolyn, because of Candy's opponent wasn't able to make it. We only had I think it was like 46 hours before the match, or maybe it was more. But she was ready to step in. She was ready to step in to be the replacement athlete. Was taking a whole bunch of training off. She was ready, and definitely got to give her the credit, because not many athletes would have the guts to do something like that. What's up, friends with Benedicts? He says Wallace versus Corey, left hand at Monster Factory. That definitely would be interesting. Both those guys are looking very, very strong. I would definitely like to see that match too. Let's see. How do you say this name? Srinovis says Brock Lesnar is back, bro. You're talking about he's back to wrestling or back to UFC. But either way, hopefully he's putting on a good show. Carolyn says Nic Stone versus Brad Grundy. I don't even see Marcio in the rankings, Nick. It might be the rankings are tricky. What rankings are you looking at, Carolyn? Because that could be a reason. Because there's a couple rankings out there. Some of the best guys are on some, and some aren't on the others, depending on how they're ranked. But yeah, Grundy would be a cool match. He's definitely a good arm wrestler. I just don't know. I wonder what his weight is right now. I wonder if he's still a super, or is he under? Is he a 242? I'm not sure, because I know he took a little break for something. Carolyn says, "Sailor, wow, what an inspiration she is." Yeah, definitely. Derek says Nic Stone versus Levon. I might not be ready, but if I was offered the match, I'd definitely take it. Left hand, maybe we'll do left hand. Maybe left hand. Let's see. So Drew says Brock has the ideal property, the ranch farm he has in Montana, right? So nice. Yeah, I remember seeing years ago. I remember seeing something when he. I remember I watched when he first started the UFC. I watched some kind of video when he had some kind of nice setup. Sinevis says Brad Grundy. He is good. Yep, he's definitely a good arm wrestler. He also said Brock has built up the freaking body, man. He's built like a beast now. I bet, man. He's definitely training hard. You know, he's definitely putting in the work. So Carolyn says I looked at in the hooks rankings and Marcio is not there. I see Nick and Grundy. I see Brad is above you in one of them. I screenshotted Ayers and in the hook. So that's tricky. Maybe because I think he's been active. I think Marcio had a match with Wallace, I think, but maybe it's an activity, or maybe he's in. Maybe because he's not an actual super. He's just good enough to compete in the supers. Maybe he is in the ranked in the class, the weight class lower, possibly. So Elliot says, guys, if you enjoy this stream, do like and subscribe. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. Uh, Sinivis says, who can beat Dennis Saplankov? Um, right now, I mean, back when he was in his prime, not many people. Um, but right now, I think he needs a little more time to get to the top. I would definitely like to pull Dennis if the opportunity ever came. Carolyn says, Nick, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, rankings are weird sometimes. I'm just gonna call you K for short. K says Levon versus Akimbov in future. Which one's Akimbov? Who's Akimbov? What's his first name and what country is he from? Um, Drew says Marcio is still legit though. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, he definitely is. Kalen says yes. I didn't look any lower than where you're ranked. Oh, okay. Yeah, I usually only look at the super heavyweights if I ever look at the rankings. Case has subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Well, SMYW says Steve. Well, I appreciate that. Uric says, you reckon you stand a chance against Levon? To be honest, right now, I mean, I would definitely take the match, but I definitely think I right now would be very, very, very low chances, but I would still take the match. But I'm gonna need some time, just need some time. Um, Kaylin says, let's like and share, friends. Thank you very much. So Kay says, have you seen that gym guy lifting 32 kilogram mop? I've seen that's the guy Akimbo. I've seen a couple videos, clips, one of those, you know, shorts or whatever they're called, the shorts. Drew says Akimbo. So Kay says to Drew, yes, I am new to it, but follow some YouTube videos. Well, I'll tell you what, Kay, you picked the right channel. We're talking about a whole bunch of arm wrestling stuff. Plus, if you want to see an awesome pay-per-view, it's on this channel. There's 9 incredible matches. Um, you have to go to the memberships, sign up to memberships. If your phone doesn't have the, like, if you can't find memberships or join button, that means your phone doesn't have the software. So you have to use a laptop or a desktop. Yurik says, I just watched some of your matches. Impressive. I appreciate that, man. So Yurik says, you'd have a good shot, but that's humble of you to say. I mean, maybe my best shot, if you're still talking about the Levon match, my best shot is for him not even to, take me serious and, maybe get, but it's still a long shot. Let's see. Drew says Anatoly is a janitor mop guy. Okay. So I think Schoolboy would probably smash him in arm wrestling because, to the best of my knowledge, I think he's a powerlifter, or if he's not a competitive powerlifter, um, he's a gym powerlifter. Carolyn says great live stream with James Clark the other day. I'm glad you liked it. I'm definitely, James a good guy to talk to. I had fun with it. I hope you guys had fun watching it. I'm trying to get other athletes. It's just tricky, people are busy and stuff like that. I'm trying to get Andrew, the Macho Man, on. A whole bunch of people. Probably get the Passmores on too. Let's see. So Carolyn says, Nick, how is Macho Man after his ER scare? So I messaged him, and he's doing a lot better. He can lift, he can train. But I still think he needs to, rest. Like, he still can't do, you know, I don't think he can, like, sit and drive for hours. Like, you know what I mean? I think he's supposed to walk around and stay moving, but he's definitely doing good. So Drew says he put a link in there. Schoolboy versus Kimbo versus Morozov. New arm wrestling training 2005. This is Arm Wrestling TV channel. Has million subs. This is their channel. Yeah, they do pretty good with the um, YouTube. They got to be one of the best YouTubes out there, especially for arm wrestling. Yurik says, "What about Devin or Dennis? You'd probably beat Dennis." I mean, I definitely think I'd have better chances at Dennis right now. Devin is looking very impressive. Um, with Levon, there was a big gap between first and second, but now Devin is kind of making a big gap between second and third. So things can get very interesting. Um, but I think out of the two, uh, Dennis would probably be a better, more entertaining match for the fans in terms of arm wrestling. So, oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, thanks, Drew. Um, I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. So he says if I can see who it is. Yurik says Devin. Yurik says Dennis is incredible, but you're a big guy with crazy power. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Kay says if Brock comes to arm wrestling, he will dominate the Levon. He dominated John Cena in WrestlePalooza. Um, I mean, I definitely appreciate the comment, man, but I think he would need, 5 to 10 years before he would even have a chance. I mean, he's definitely a super strong guy, but it's like a unique skill set. You know what I mean? You need time to develop. Plus, your body needs time to adapt to the weird stresses. So let's see. Kalen says that's wonderful news about Macho Man. Absolutely is. Oh, Kay says lots of love from India. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Let's see. Drew put another link for a video. Said this is Bowen's channel here. Been following for years. They were in more Mizoram. Don't know where they're headed to next. Oh, that's cool. Drew says, I hope the latest drama / issue with Pro Panja League will be settled soon. I saw something like a funny. I didn't, I mean, I only like a funny video. Someone was making fun of it, saying he's getting kicked out of India. He's getting banned from India. But hopefully hopefully it gets settled soon. But it is funny to think that you get banned. I mean, I don't know what it's from, but just getting banned from a country, is for being an arm wrestler is a little funny. But Yurik says, do you think Shaw will ever compete at the top? Yeah, I mean, he definitely has the tools. I mean, same thing with that Brock Lesnar thing I was saying. He needs just, time, 5 to 10 years probably, before he's at the top, because the guys at the top right now have been doing it for 20 years. Some of these guys started at, kids, have been training all the way through. Drew says a couple years at his training progress, Brian Shaw could be knocking at top 10. You talking about, Drew? You talking about in the world, top 10 in the world? Or are you talking about in North America? Just Drew also says Bowen and Chetnia have been going around pulling in clubs, teaching, etc., and they don't deserve any hate at all for that. It's better if Bowen wasn't in India shining a light training there, ? Makes no sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't really know. I just saw that one funny video, which, probably didn't have anything, accurate in it, but it's just funny. But yeah, I mean, there's got to be some weird stuff going on. Drew says Shaw could be top 10 in the world after a couple of years of how he's been training. Easy. I mean, there's definitely a possibility. Who's What are you using for top 10? Are you using East versus West rankings for a world rankings? Is that what you're using, Drew? Because I would think that's probably what most people probably would use, the East versus West rankings for the world rankings, since they're the biggest promotion. But guys, I'm probably gonna hop off in like 5 minutes, maybe 10. So if you got any final questions, let me know. So Yurik says, thanks for replies. That's cool. You're up there, man. I'll look out for you in the matches. All the best. Thank you very much, man. So Kay says, what about Eddie? He looks powerful, but not that much flexible. Eddie's he's looking pretty good on the table. He's been arm wrestling. I would pull Eddie. But yeah, he's definitely looking good. He's got some good coaches over there in England. He's working with Pickup and all those people. Drew says basically top 10 in East versus West is a decent gauge for top 10. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Even if not everyone is included in the list. Yeah, I mean, it's tricky, Drew also said Eddie is naturally fluid, just needs more time training, and he will be much better. Yeah, definitely. Kaylin says, have a great day, Nick. I got to get ready for work. Thank you very much, Kaylin. You too. She says, yeah, Nick versus Brian or Eddie for the next 10 years. That could be. That could very well be. Um, seems like a lot of the strength athletes are starting to venture over into arm wrestling. Kay says, you look like Brown Strawman. Man. Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Drew says, at Eddie's current level, Nick would toy with him right now. I mean, I definitely appreciate that, Drew. I mean, I don't. He's super strong, man. I don't know if I'd be able to like play with him, but I'd probably have to finish him fast. That'd probably be the best thing. Maybe I could, you know what I mean, just block his hand kind of thing. Um, but yeah, it'd definitely be interesting. That would definitely be interesting. I'm probably not gonna record the workout, you know, but maybe some of the guys will record something. Uh, oh, all right. I'll check that out, Drew. That must be a picture of Brian Strowman. Josh says, don't forget to smash that like button before you all leave. Thank you very much, Josh. I appreciate that. Kay says, but Eddie is small in height. Brian has big shoulders and arms compared to Eddie. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, most people are short to Brian Shaw, but Eddie Hall is taller than me. I think he's like an inch or two taller than me. So, Drew says Brian Strowman, WWE guy. I think he is. I think he's a WWE guy. I think he would remember like a couple years ago, Devin had that like fake match. Well, you know, it might have been a real match, but you know, Devin, you know, made it. You know, I think they were both determined. You know, like a determined match because he's a wrestler. They're trying to get fans in from wrestling, which I definitely understand. You know, trying to get more fans. But I don't know if you remember that. So he said he kind of looks like him here. LOL. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out. That's funny. Um. All right, guys. Any final questions before I hop off? I'm gonna do like another 20 seconds. If any other questions come in, Drew says you don't have a tablet or a laptop. I have a super old tablet. I just use my phone. Um, the old tablet is not that good. Um, I'm sure there's got to be some pretty big guys in India. You know, the great Khali. I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch him wrestle. You know, he was a pretty big guy. I think he's from India. If not, you know. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's a good idea. I'll do that next time. I'll be able to do that. At least I should be able to do that with the tablet. Um, but all right, guys, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna get ready to lift. Thank you very much for watching, and definitely, that's another good idea too, man. I appreciate that, Drew. But we'll see you around, guys, and enjoy your day.